shack after with the trombone back to Leduc, so I think I may just take the trailer. It's a huge pain in the ass, but I'm not really hooked up to anything right now. I came back with the stringer from doing those ties, and then I had the day off on Sunday. Just missing out on the nice sunrise a little bit. It was pretty pink this morning, but we've been having lots of those lately, so just headed in here almost to work now. And yeah, I just can't remember the overpass. Like I know I remember the biggest problem was where Taylor comes on to 2 used to be 5-2, and all the time when I ran bed truck, I had to go into town and hang a lefty and come back out onto 2, and then 32nd Street is the next overpass. I do believe it's 5-6, so I think we're good there. We were just a touch under 5-5. I mean 5-2. And then of course you come to the next one, is 67th Street. You have to come in, do a loop-de-loop around the traffic circle, back out onto 2, and then you get 11A, come into town on 2A, jig-jog, split the hairs on the train track crossing lights, because we all know those are supposed to be 6 meters, and they are not, because I've touched them before with something quite a bit under 6. And obviously you can't come in this way because it's 5-2. We go in there to Evergreen, and then the Black Falls overpass train bridge is 5-1. So we just not chain it down and just put it down on the ground every time we come to an overpass and drag it under, pick it back up, all in one fluent motion. Think of the people that would be following you would be like, oh man, what's going on here? Sparks flying. Do that at like a 90, thing would be all over the place. Sidecar Willie. Enjoying the fall colors. I was a little concerned yesterday. We had some pretty good winds, but we still got a lot of leaves that aren't turned yet. So this is usually the case when we get our fall, is everything changes, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere we get these crazy winds, blows all the leaves off the trees, and then boom, it's Halloween, and that's what we're stuck with. Still rocking shorts right to the bitter end until there's snow on the ground, because you put on a hoodie in the morning, and when you go to load, you're like, yeah, it's cold enough to wear my hoodie, and then as soon as you start throwing stuff around, you're like, oh, it's too warm now. And then you're like, take off your hoodie. So it's a constant battle of cold to hot, cold to hot. Heater in the morning, air conditioning by the afternoon. That's kind of the season we're at right now. Coming in hot. I don't have performance tires on this thing, just some regular high wallers. So I'm like, oh, it's something a little bit more cushy, because I got the cheap adjustable coilovers through my buddy's car shop there, and it was like $450 for all 4 or something, but they're kind of stiff. Well, that, and I ain't got no mileage on this car either. I've probably put like maybe a couple 100 kilometers on this thing a year, and that's about it. It sounds like that back right one's loose. Should check that out. It sounds like it's bouncing in the cup back there. Aggressive bumps. Turn the fan on, it's getting warm. Okay, well, this is where we're at now. Still taking their sweet ass time paving this. Don't even need to pave it. They won't fill that, I guarantee it. I was all excited when they did the Blind Man Industrial, when I worked at Road Train, and they made speed bump here too. Like, that's some BS. Smooth that out. Pavement work in Alberta is garbage compared to BC. Like, BC does a patch, you don't even feel it. You're just like, overpatch. Here in Alberta, they turn indent into an outdent. So I don't know if it's a win, but I'm still bouncing around in my seat, so it's a pain in the ass. Ready for a slow journey today? It needs a car wash. We got a lot of bugs. Those need to be washed off ASAP. Maybe today, because I don't have to be able to pick up that shack till 2, so I'll definitely have some time in between.
Hey, that's my house.
I have a question for y'all, all y'alls, to see what I'm a super cheater when it comes to straps. Anybody else pre-wrap and just tuck a tail? Well, I heard it's law that you have to run through, but I also heard you have to have 6 inches. Well, that's 6 inches. And if you got a 40-foot strap, so you're tying down something else, then you have to like the clown pulling the stuff. Comment below if you have ran into a problem with doing that. Yes. Better call the shuttler. Fifth time's the charm. Yes! Nailed it! this flare can. It's kind of beefy, but we'll see. Should be alright. Dalton's probably got the shiniest brown trucks I've ever seen. Nice units. That unit right there is pretty sick. They have a new one with a big bunk, kind of like my road train one. Not a Texas pet, but tractor, and that thing is just sick. Those stacks, those are the stacks I want to get. Be nice. But if it's straight pipe, it's also loud to everybody. A passerby, or instead of straight up in the air, it is loud, but it's not directed in your ear. And we got Cal Nash, another cool ass company, carrying on their vintage heritage with their paint schemes are sweet too. Everything they got is pretty slick. That trombone's got a roll on the neck. That's pretty nice. Wish I had something like that. Wish I had a lot of things they had. I got nothing. Got this bucket of bolts. Stare at that truck all day. A couple hours anyways. It'd be sweet to shoot a video on that. Mid-Pro, cat's ass. Wish we had those at Road Train. All those years lugging around that low boy. All that extra necking. Can't get all that weight up on the Jeep. I just wait for everybody to move so I can get the new flare can. Ah, my eyes. It's so bright that I have to wear sunglasses. Like that. Someone rarely walloped that. Not me. It was already like that. Ah, I fucked up. Should've checked it. I did all that probably for nothing here. This is a little bit on the sketchy side, just because this skid is so much more wider than this skid that it's gonna be problematic to have a problem. Fuck. That's a piss off because I wasted time.